We're about to get into Jezelin against Talisman. Right, both players played very well today. In fact, both players had this... their first games were terrible, and then they kind of picked up into it, which I don't know what to make of that. What are your predictions?
Well, who's going to win the first game then?
I know. They're both just going to sit there and
repeat the pattern.
Yeah. It's do you know what? Talisman can be very aggressive. Jezelin's a good defender, so it's one of these hand in hand. Basically, we don't know. It's a hard one to pull off.
Yeah, I think they're both quite measured players, so could be who blinks first.
It's been a long day as well.
Yeah,
bear in mind these people have been sitting down watching a lot of Company of Heroes.
Yeah, the thing is, when you watch as well, you're kind of like thinking about playing it yourself. So I think it's probably playing into their mental fatigue as well.
It is mentally stressful. Yeah, no, it stressed me out watching it. Those last games, my word. We have actually got the game ready to go. We hope that everybody on Twitch is really enjoying themselves as much as we are, because we're having a great time here at the moment. Without further ado, let's get into Game 1 of this semi-final series. And there we go. It is going to be Crossroads again. We know that you as a community do love watching games being cast on this map. And on the south side, playing as the Soviets, it is our Spanish champion, Jezelin.
Yes, and in the north, as Austria, we have Talisman. And interesting, once again, he's going for Austria, despite being famed for his OKW play.
He did play well as Austria earlier. Actually, watching his game, I thought he played very well. Yeah, not 100% sure on that. Maybe it's the map. Maybe he just decides, hey, you know, like I much prefer Austria on this map. Depends who has pick first. It's hard to say without always knowing that.
Yeah, he must just favour it on this map. I mean, we saw DVM have some very strong performances as Austria on this map, so maybe there's something to it.
I do have this kind of query with that, though, is that if you play this game, most people are versed in all 5 factions, and you know what each faction does. You can play it fairly well. It's not like other RTSs where maybe you have to focus on one faction and just be intense with it. Here you can, everyone has a bit of experience in it and can utilize it in some way or other.
Yeah, people certainly tend to specialize in one axis, one allies, but the principles transfer over to every faction very easily. You just might not get the build times like razor sharp.
Well, 2 players that have definitely earned their way into this stage of the tournament. Jezelin going to be starting off with that 3 conscript build, and there's nothing funny going on here, is it? It's just 2 players, I think, that probably respect each other as competitors.
Yeah, just capping up both their sides of the map, playing quite passively, setting everything up for an explosive next few minutes.
Yeah, we see there's not much in the way of barbed wire from Jezelin, is there? It's not one of those that likes to wire off the points like we see Love Nest or Talisman himself. There we go, we've got some green cover going up on the left fuel. That to me suggests maybe he's prepared for Jezelin to come up that side of the map. And we're starting to see Grenadiers push over onto the right-hand side. The capture of this strategic point will be the first sign of the engagements.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, we're going to be treated to 2 at once. Conscripts immediately have to retreat on the left side due to the MG42.
Yeah, good start for Talisman. Having that machine gun in the right position and setting up the 2v1. Oh, daring play, diving right onto the cutoff.
Smart play in the early game. It's going to make use of these mobile infantry units he's got. Draw the MG42 onto this side. You've got another unit coming up. The engineers. And Talisman here, he really needs to push these engineers off, cap Jezelin's resources on the right, and recap in the center there.
Very fast flamethrower here. Running straight at that machine gun.
Wonder, can he do it? Can he set up there in time? Quick. Jezelin tries to get out of the cone. He manages it. He's got a good flank on the MG42, and I think Talisman immediately hits the retreat button.
Yeah,
Great.
That was one of those 50-50. You don't know how it's going to go.
Yeah, he just picked the right angle. Beautiful play. Really beautiful play. So look at this. We've got, what a mirrored match. We've got Jezelin capping the left-hand side resources, Talisman capping the right. And they both seem to be playing the same strategy, mirrored to each other. Let's have a look what's going on here. We've got tier 2 up from Jezelyn. Maybe going to see some MGs?
Yeah, I think so. It's I don't know. I can't even remember what Jezelyn did last time we met Soviets.
See, we said this earlier. I think Jezelyn is probably one of the hardest players to predict in the tournament because he's just played with so many factions, so many commanders. He just experiments. I think he will have probably seen so many infantry here and probably thought, yeah, let's get a maxim.
Yeah, it's hard to go wrong with Shingo.
There we go, fuel is captured. He's going to make use of the austere covered sandbags. And this is good play from Talisman. He's got the MG42 covering the strategic point that connects the fuel to Jezelyn. That now means that Jezelyn is without fuel. Talisman could get double fuel if he connects the fuel left.
Yep. Once again, though, he's running straight down onto the cutoff. However, not going to be a cutoff because he's got control of that central VP and the points on the other side. This cutoff is not really going to reap the rewards Jezelyn had hoped.
He's trying to attempt getting the second one. I like the way he's playing the map, to be honest. I do like the way he's playing the map. Trying to get around Talisman, but Talisman handling it very, very well. Talisman has way more connected. It's kind of like this game, out of all the games I've watched today, it seems to be very resource-driven. They're just constantly harassing each other. There's no major want to be in any engagements. You see they're just retreating all over the place. They're just attacking territory points. Here's the first rifle grenade, easily dodged by Jezelyn.
It's kind of like whack-a-mole at the moment. Like Jezelyn goes this way, finds resistance, he tries to go this way, and then he's like, oh, there's squads on both those sides. The cutoff must be exposed. I'll go straight down the middle. Rinse and repeat.
Rinse, always rinse and repeat. I actually think, I was speaking to Jezelyn whilst I was watching some of the games and stuff, and he was saying how he just feels a lot more confident after the first couple of games and things. He's getting to the swing of it, and I can definitely see that. He was not dodging rifle grenades in the first series.
Oh man, he tried to predict the evacuation out of the building, but he wasn't buying it.
Flame projectors, 50% of the way. We do have the Maxim from tier 2. That was the option for Jezelyn. It's to suppress those grenadiers, get units up through the center, and keep going for those resource decaps. He's got to be so careful right now because the flame projector is about to pop. Oh, and he sets up the Maxim as they go.
Oh, and the rifle grenade as well. That is nasty.
He's got to be quick. No, he's going to drop the Maxim right at the start. Conscripts.
It's in production now, but it's too late. I think Talisman might be able to steal this Maxim away.
I'd say that was a mistake from Jezelyn. Should have seen that. Should have seen it or heard it, I think.
Yeah, definitely should have heard it. That was... yeah. Good timing, though, by Talisman. Like, if he didn't pop that rifle grenade, he wouldn't have got the white kill.
Seeing it again. This is such a great unit to have against Soviets at the start. Anything that's pushing behind the lines is easily dealt with. Can these conscripts rescue this Maxim?
They're trying. It's out on negative cover.
Here it goes. Wow, and now suddenly Talisman's going to wish that he had the half-track back down the center of the map. I think that's actually really important that that didn't get lost. Jezelyn's going to be really, really happy with that.
Yeah, that was crucial that he didn't lose his Maxim there.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Talisman wanted to force those squads away on the other points of the map. Look at the wipe as well.
Oh!
He doesn't want to risk chasing any further. He saw the engineer there. He's thinking, maybe there's a mine on that entrance. I don't want to chase any further. He backs out.
Jezelyn needing to be careful of this conscript squad just in case they die to the flames that are left on the ground from the half-track. Oh, we see engineers. They wanted to get the final shot on the retreat. There's a lot of opportunities that units could have been wiped in this game already, but...
a lot of close calls, but Talisman does seem to be coming out on top in terms of territory.
Yeah, you can see it in the VPs as well. What a huge barrage! 2 models down at the start. Can the second one pick up any traction? It does not. These barrages, by the way, today. Oh my word, AT gun barrages. You should hear it in the main room as well. Oh, you probably have, haven't you? Every time you hear it. So beautiful.
They're a spectacle, you know? They make it very interesting to watch. Like, oh. Oh. Yeah.
Got a rifle grenade there. And again, dodged by Jeslin. He's having no problem dodging these now. We're just seeing the same thing we saw earlier. Jeslin going left to grab the fuel. Talisman's defending his on the right.
Yeah, it's about time Jeslin gets his tech down, though. He wants to make his T70. A little bit behind in his tech speed. And yeah, he needs that T70 to counter this Flamer half-track.
Has he got AT grenades? He doesn't even have AT grenades. He hasn't picked anything with guards. He's pretty much relying on the AT gun as his only counter to the Flamer half-track right now. Which is ballsy.
Well, it's simply not enough. Like, you know, Flamer half-track can go, oh, is this over here? I'll just boost off to the other side of the map. And you'll take half a minute to rotate. I'll do heaps of damage in the meantime.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
I mean, yeah, you can't leave that unit roaming around like that. It's gonna be so difficult to counter. Great MG42 positioning there. There's a little bit of line of sight help from the point. Here comes the half track. It's gonna burn that Maxim, force the retreat. Meanwhile, whilst all this is going on, conscripts in the center house. They're under a lot of duress from the MG42, also with grenadiers in support. A failed barrage there, I think, from the AT gun.
Yeah. Hit the building, looks like. Oh man, that Flamer half-track is a real nuisance.
Needs to be dealt with. But look at Jeslin's resources. Nearly 500 manpower, 150 fuel. Really need to be seeing something here. Maybe... I don't know what he's worried about.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing here. Maybe this is the fatigue we were talking about earlier.
Oh, that is low health on that building. Anything could set that off right now. More work from that flame half-track. Both projectors light up the ground. Look at that. Jeslin has to be so, for lack of better words, hot on his keyboard.
It's been that time, ladies. It's like, ooh, yes, I flanked the machine gun. Oh no, the Flamer half-track's there. Gotta retreat. Very disheartening.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Yeah, finally, it's such a late tier 3 though from Jeslin. That's very out of character.
We have an isolated sector.
Well, I'll give him some credit. I mean, the last series we saw Jeslin play, his first game was, you know, tired in a sense, but in a different way. Nice rifle grenade there on the Maxim, not very effective. Yeah, maybe he just needs his first one to get warmed up. But Talisman is firing all cylinders straight from the get-go.
Yeah, and he's at 470 VPs, so that bears watching. Because, you know, you probably want faction selection if it does go to game 3.
It's a grim KD.
Yeah, that is more than 2 to 1. That's a bad ratio.
He's trying to claw resources back anywhere he can. This MG42, I'm sorry, but there are a number of options that Jeslin could take to walk around this MG42. He could walk left. He could walk right. But what he continues to do is walk straight down the center. You know, Talisman's been lazy. Talisman hasn't moved that MG42.
Yeah, it's the double fake out. And he's like, oh, he's going to move it after I run forwards into it this first time. No.
Come on.
Oh.
We see that there is method to the madness. Beautiful play.
He needs to steal that. He doesn't have any squads over there that can really steal it, though.
Mismatch on the army right now. Panzer IV going to come out for Talisman.
Yeah, he can skip right past that Puma. He's such a large resource advantage.
I like this, to be honest, because I mean, if we don't see Lightning War, I'll be a happy man. Sorry, mobile defense. If we do see Lightning War, I'll be a happy man.
He might still go mobile defense for the smoke. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Have like another smoke.
Well, he'll get it with. Yeah, he'll get it with elite troops. So.
The reason I thought there was a Luftwaffe supply, I was like.
Jezelin picking up speed now. He's getting the left VP, the right VP. Going to go for the triple cap. Could use these engineers to flank around a weak MG42 position. So ever since this AT gun has been present. Do we have line of sight here for this? No, we do not. Here comes his first engagement as the Panzer IV tries to get eyes on the rear armor of the T-70. The Flame half-tracker sees a good moment to go and deal with the half-track. T-70, this is all about losing line of sight from the Panzer IV. Can he do it? Again, look at this. T-70 does go down from the Panzer IV. It's all about getting this AT gun out now.
Yeah, no mines, no AT grenades, that Flame half-track. Having a field day.
Oh, no, there are the AT grenades. He did actually tech up to those eventually. Confident to use this AT gun. He will be able to recrew it, and he's got to recrew it. If he can get one shot off now.
It's just too fast with the veterancy now. So quick. Look at it going.
The sector is at risk.
Oh, what's happening here? Jezelin's decided that he doesn't want this building in this particular place.
Yeah.
Let's raise it to the ground. Maybe he's been playing the campaign. So. Jezelin, how did you prepare for this event? What was that amazing play with the...
That's something Byron would say.
Yeah, campaign, and
played the tutorial.
I was told to burn everything, friendly or not. Once again, the same position. Jezelin it just doesn't want to contest it in any way. And we've just seen the same setups over and over and over. Conscripts fighting from a green cover, advantageous position on the left. All he needs to do now is link this strategic point.
Oh, he's going for the second ZIS, so that's going to be good at countering these vehicles. I actually think that Jezelin's probably going to go for the IS-2 eventually, but we'll have to see if he can get there first. He's getting low on VPs, 145 remaining. He's in trouble.
Oh God, if I see another squad walk that path, I swear, I'm just going to walk into that room and play that engagement for him. Here we go, though. We're going to see another amazing barrage from the AT gun. I love this part, absolutely.
Oh, now he moves.
This is...
He's doing a pretty good job of staying away from these ZISs as well with his vehicles.
Yeah, Micro everywhere else has been on point, but Talisman just proving to be too much time after time. Second Panzer IV is in the build now. And you're just looking at this thinking, where on earth is Jezelin in this game? Where are his resources?
Yeah, I mean, I was saying he's going to get to the IS-2, but I mean, it's a lot of fuel away from where we are now, and Talisman looking very strong. Oh, and that's what you hope for, Lightning War.
Here, another... Lightning War has been picked, wow. Possibility of a Tiger.
Yeah, first Tiger of the tournament would be. Probably,
could be the first Tiger of 2018. Oh, AT has a very long-range vision sighting on the Panzer IV. Got a sneaky little grenadiers firing at the conscripts. There's the second Panzer IV hitting the field now. Jezelin's splitting up his forces. I imagine he'd probably want to take mid and right, but he's still contesting the left. There's the commander pick, guard rifle, and he's gone for the guards straight away. Bit late.
Yeah, just a bit late. Neither of those guards against the Flame half-track. Does have enough, it did have enough munitions for the R2 strike though, so just needs 1.5 CPs more, and then maybe you can make a good push on the back of that.
Enemy has killed a machine gun crew.
Nice surprise there.
I mean, between the AT gun barrages and the flamethrowers, there's so much work being done to the support weapons in this game. Who needs mortars?
Oh, exactly. This is like a much better than the mortar, you know?
Yeah.
It's better than the mortar, and it can do anti-tank. It's a miracle weapon.
I mean, seriously. How many kills does it have? 7 kills.
Yeah.
And now they completely get rid of the MG. Actually, the MG itself has disappeared, so no chance of a recrew. And this is going to leave a nice gap for Jesselin's infantry to keep pushing deep into the lines. But he's got to be quick at 85 VPs under 20 minutes into this game.
Yeah, and if he wants any type of armor, by going for this commander, he's got to tick up. So his fuel stores are looking very, very
Oh, here we go. He's actually taken a flanking route around this MG42. Taken 20 minutes to come up with the blueprint for this. And now he loses the whole squad to an amazing shot from the Panzer IV. Hero unit.
He shouldn't have done it. He should have just run
He should have just run straight at the MG.
Your advice was incorrect this whole time.
Sorry.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
That being said, though, there is life in Jesselin. He's making his way up the map with what he has.
He's still in control of 2 VPs, though, and these Panzer IVs are doing quite a lot of manpower damage.
Conscripts there yelling "Ura" without actually using the ability. One of the many confusing sound scripts. It's very confusing actually playing the game because you think that something's "Uraing." You may even make a little retreat there based on that.
No. You get used to those foibles after like 2,000 hours, you know?
Enemy is down to
6,000 hours in, still struggling. It's another brilliant barrage. Look at the health damage on that. Just needs one shot carrying over. AT gun. We want to see this AT gun taking shots through the hedgerow with the ground attack feature. Tiger tank just been unlocked in Lightning War, and I think Talisman is actually going for it. He seems to be stacking up manpower and fuel, and that can only mean one thing.
Oh, it was looking mighty pretty when I was at Volunteer earlier. Looking forward to seeing it in the game. Talisman.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Credit to Jesselin. I mean, actually, his predicted shots with ground attack through hedgerows and so on, and line of sight blockers has just been on point throughout the game. He's done very, very well.
We are losing a sector.
Jesselin's about to realize that the right side that he's avoiding at the moment is pretty much undefended.
Our lines of
Doesn't have
supply
that
are
much infantry.
disrupted.
There's quite a few squads. Having a hard time capping up the map. Must be a right grenade, yeah. That was like a guaranteed right grenade situation. Charging at guards behind cover is so tough.
Beautiful barrage of the house in center. There is a Maxim on the left-hand side, which is just pushing units away from the left side of the map. And there's the retreat of the 2 grenadiers on the right. Jesselin is now going to take his 2 VPs. He's got to come up with something so fast because on the field right now... God, it's been a long time since I've seen this. It is the Tiger. Austere Tiger. Wow, beautiful unit. Beautiful unit. I'm going to see how this goes. Some people might think that Talisman here has put himself at a bit of a disadvantage. I disagree. On the right hand, the right support. This unit
This could be the end of the Panzer IV. Oh.
Here comes.
So quick with that flame half track. He's just speeding around. He's gone for the white.
Aggression is the friend here, really. He's just picked the right moments every single time and gone in with the flamethrower. Playing it so well. Heavily armored Tiger.
He got that Panzer IV.
Wow, really? God. Got it with that 18.
Now he's going to win.
A lot of dropped weapons now on the field. 2 AT guns. I think he got away with the mortar back in the base. And, where is his fallen teammate? There we go. Look at this guy. He's like, why? Why? Quick repairs of the flame half track could be a time for a dive of Jesselin's base. Talisman is going to opt to destroy the AT gun, stopping them being recrewed. Or is he going to recap?
Steal one, destroy one. Fair plan. Su-76 doing a bit of damage to the Tiger.
We are losing a sector.
Well, I've got to say, as far as it goes for game one, it's not been bad play by any means. Just Talisman does look stronger at the moment, but the other series were anything to go by. It's just how Jeslin likes to play his games.
Just go get warmed up.
Absolutely. Oh my word, SU-76 there with a little bit of help from the guards. PTRS in the rear armor. And they managed to clear 2nd Panzer IV. There's only 25 VPs though. There's really no chance that Jeslin can get back in this. Anything he does now is simply for glory. This Tiger.
415 VPs. Mental mode of that might be relevant. I feel like we've seen quite a few abandons today.
Yeah, the abandoned mechanic has been out in strong force today. And oh look, we've got a victory dance from Jeslin. Sorry, defeat dance. They'll just glide off the map eventually. I wonder if the Tiger would be merciless, just put them out of their infinite loop of dancing. There it goes. Game 1 is going to go to Talisman. And let's get back to the lobby. Hello, we are back in the lobby, and game 1 of that semi-final series there. Jeslin not looking as strong as he did in the 2nd and 3rd game of his matches earlier. But nevertheless, we can't put him down for that because he did play very well. He's already beaten the #1 seed for the event, so you know.
Yeah, I think he'll get stronger, just like he did against Devium. Just needs to, get the juices flowing, and I think he'll make a nice comeback in game 2.
Yes, he's very level-headed though, Jeslin. I mean, if you saw his interview as well, he's just like, I love doing this. It's good fun. Go into it with some confidence. He's a nice guy. Maybe too nice. Maybe that's the problem. He just doesn't want to hurt Talisman. Let him have the first game.
Yeah. Be a good sport.
We are going to, I think, have an audience shot in a second. For anyone that hasn't seen it yet, we are here live in Manchester. That's George rushing up there. Fun? Yeah, straight away. Yeah, that's cool. So for anyone that is ready, let's have a look. Hey, guys. This is everyone at the live event at the moment, enjoying the game, seeing us on the big screen. And guys, are you having a good time? Come on, we're going to wait for the delay now. We're going to take... But yeah, everyone seems to be having a really good time.
Oh, that was not very enthusiastic, was it? Oh,
there we go. There we go. We can hear it now.
There we go.
There we go. But yeah, gosh, it's taken so long to set this event up and get everything running. We had a grueling day yesterday. We just spent like 9 hours.
Yeah, you guys were supposed to come to dinner at 6, and we were like sitting.
We
there
were
at the
still
hotel.
here at like 10 o'clock, just like we'll do the rest tomorrow. Let's just go home.
Yeah.
But it's all totally worth it. All right, game 2 will be up very shortly. Let me just check if there's anything running right now. Oh, there is 2 games, and we're gonna go for this one. Yes, oh, that's good news then. We can go straight into game 2 when it's loaded. So, yeah, actually, let's not focus too much on Jeslin. Because Talisman, he's played Austere twice. He's played it very well twice. So much so that he hasn't had to use mobile defense. Fantastic. It's a sign of a good Austere player.
Yeah.
He's treated us to the Tiger. Good man. But Talisman actually, after the first game, which he didn't do so well in the last series, he's come back very strong. Definitely one to watch in this tournament, and of course he's one of those players that does have esports venue experience. He's just so calm and collected. You see him in his chair. But
old news for him.
Just make sure the scores are right before we go into this game. Fix everything that AE broke earlier. Okay, yeah, we're ready to go. Hello everybody and welcome to Game 2 in our first semi-final series. We have this time playing in, as the Soviets from the south side of Crossroads. It is going to be Talisman.
Yes, and in the north has Austria. It is Jezelin.
What do you think of the factions that we've seen today? We've seen a lot of Soviets against Austria.
Yeah, maybe it's like a map-specific thing. Crossroads people like the Austria.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, you think because obviously like one player's going to choose first, the other one's going to be like, but it's always the same. It's always the same counter that comes into play. I just find it quite interesting, you know, statistically when you see a lot of factions playing each other consistently.
Well, I think it comes down to, do you try to play the strongest, what you think is the strongest strategy, or do you try to counter your opponent's strategy? So maybe they think the Austria is the strongest strategy and they're just playing it out.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole load of mind games that go on with the map selection. I think you caught Lovenest's interview earlier. You know, it's just like he was saying, please refer, don't pick Kolodny, please.
Yeah.
And he ends up picking it because sometimes you can, age yourself by picking a map that you know your opponent isn't going to play so well on. But here we go, first engagements of Game 2. And Talisman was testing the left-hand side. It's Jezelin who pushes that way. He's getting a little bit of recon with the Pioneers.
Yeah, well, that's important to note. He's gone for a double Pioneer strategy instead of a machine gun. We haven't seen this before.
No, it's interesting. I think what's really interesting is that if you'd have like two Pioneers, I would have thought, okay, maybe he's going to go wire everything off, stop all those green cover engagements that maybe happened in the last game. No, just going to go and cap.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, saying that, here we go.
Yeah.
Jezelin's beginning
in the middle.
terraformation of Crossroads.
I don't really understand this because we've seen the MG42 have such good results throughout all of today.
It makes total sense to have an MG42 with double Pioneers because they defend at close range and Pioneers have really good vision range as infantry units. So, you know, it's much easier to scout the flanks and but no, let's let Jezelin surprise us.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this plays out.
Still not a single model's dropped yet.
No, they're just coming forward for a wee skirmish and then pulling back. Getting to this one, right?
We'll have a quick tussle in no man's land and then we'll get on with business. Still, oh, there we go, first one's finally dropped, and Flamethrower pops on the Engineers for Talisman. Oh, there we go, we're going to have a Pioneer battle with the Engineers. Flame versus Flame, fight fire with fire. It's going to be Talisman that comes out on top.
In a big way as well, beating that Grenadier as well. Good early game so far for Talisman.
I do kind of like the second Pioneer. It's nice to have that early game rushing unit. It's maybe able to get close and just distract the conscripts or weaken them as they fight the Grenadiers. I'm sure there's something behind it.
Yeah, there must be a plan.
The enemy is taking
don't
our
know what it
territory.
is. Jezelin's a much better player than I am, though, so I have faith.
Talisman is going to take a second VP. He's look at the map right now. Just have a quick look at the tactical map. Everything is flashing. The only one with any connected territories really is Talisman, which is just incredible.
Talisman's playing this early game so well.
There's that MG42. Going to be essential in dealing with a 4 cons build. Be surprised if we just see the 1.
Yeah, well, why not get it early? If you can force a retreat early with it, you know, that's like free map control.
Some retreats all over. Going to be the Grenadiers that push into close range here. We want to see the Pioneers come around as well. There's the MG42 popping a little bit of support rounds on top.
Still picked off 2 models from the Grenadiers, though, weakening them quite a lot. And in response, only lost 2 conscripts despite Jezelin having to commit so many units to their engagement.
Just got to be careful here. Those Pioneers are low health. Shot here could pick off every single model.
I think that's what he's hoping for, because maybe he doesn't have medics yet, so he wants to lose those models otherwise.
Yeah.
the squad will just come back onto the field with the exact same health, and they'll be in the same position. At least that, with only one squad firing at it, you know, you can kind of like measure how quickly it dies. So
I think
you
if
won't
he
get
was
caught
going to
out.
buy it, he might have bought it already. Battle phase 1 has just been tech. Tier 2 is going to be the decision for Jeslin. He's going to rush that unit out on the field.
Yeah, now Jeslin's starting to take control of the map in a big way.
It's just like he said himself earlier. It's like tennis. It's going to go back and forth, and hopefully this time it's him that wins. But all of his games are like this. Actually, we make that observation about all of his games are like yo-yos. They've just gone back and forth. The color of the map changes completely. At the very least, it is interesting. It's interesting gameplay. Here, tier 3 for Talisman.
Yeah, he's in a pretty good spot getting his tier 3 down this early.
Yeah, you see Jeslin, he's about to get the scout car out in the field. It's with another minute's worth of fuel. Talisman will be very close to getting his T70 out.
Yeah, interesting to see he goes for the scout car, because we've seen Flamer half-tracks all day. In fact, double Flamer half-tracks in some cases.
Honestly, I think it has something to do with the way that he's been playing Zis guns or pack guns. I think he does actually use the recon for it. I'm not 100% sure, because I haven't seen him do it intricately, but...
Well, if you want to use the recon, you kind of need to get to Vet 2 to get the sight
Yes,
bonus on the
yeah.
222, so he's got to keep it alive for at least a decent amount of time before he can really make use of that.
We're about to see that happen now.
Does that say 322 on the side?
Carelessly drives through the cemetery. Engage these conscripts. Maybe he's just going to test whether there's AT grenades. Conscripts happy to just do the dance. They're going to get around the other side of cover.
Yeah, now that 222 doesn't make light cover craters, it does actually make quite a big difference in damage. Flies up close like this.
See the AT grenades there, just about to finish tech, but it's a little too late. Conscripts do get pushed off. It's a good chance for Jeslin to go back and cap fuel on his side. There we've got telemines on the right. Jeslin managed to find some time to get some telemines in a very good position. And that's a serious threat for Talisman if that T70 comes in the field. Oh no, don't! That kind of thing scares me. If he trips up the telemine with his own scout car.
That would be a tragedy.
I've seen it too many times as well.
What we haven't actually seen, I don't think, is like a early game line actually just knock out the light vehicle straight away.
You see the PPSH is upgraded, so Jeslin, if he's paying attention, should have an idea now of what the commander pick for Talisman is.
I mean, 222's been on the field, but Talisman hasn't felt threatened at all. Didn't feel the need to get a squad of guards out. Just going to continue saving for that T70. This PPSH is so strong when they get up close.
Jeslin being careful there. I think Jeslin sussed out that there are AT grenades now, so he's going to have to be careful with the scout car. Conscripts all roaring in, forcing the retreat and denying the cap of fuel. We've seen Panzer Grenadiers come in. I think that's a nice choice, actually. It's going to help against
I love Panzer Grenadiers so
they're
much.
fantastic.
Yeah, they're so good.
Even though, you know, you maybe don't get more than 1 or 2 in a game, I still find they're one of the nicest things to use bulletins on as well. Accuracy bulletins.
Together with the ambush camouflage as well, oh man, that is a sight to behold.
Talisman making good use of time. I really feel that as this T70 comes on the field, scout car needs to be on the right-hand side of the map to lure the T70 into the telemine.
Fresh guards, troops are standing by.
Yeah, maybe he's kind of sending a scout car over onto the right now.
That's a good plan. Don't use a bundle grenade. Oh, he's got the scout car going again. Honestly, if the scout car trips that telemine, it's going to be a huge problem. I mean, it probably blocked the squad, but...
Go retreat! Oh!
I'm worried.
Oh, he gets the wipe!
All of our troops have been lost.
It maybe wasn't what he wanted, but he still manages to come off with a squad wipe. He has got another Telemine in the center though, so let's not worry too much. Oh, that T-70 is so close. Look at Jeslin. He's baiting like a pro right now. He knows that that T-70 is hungry. And you don't normally expect two Telemines, so...
No, not this early on.
No.
Especially because, you know, Jeslin actually does have quite a lot... Oh, he lost his flamethrower.
We are losing territory.
That'll be on the side up here. One of the Pioneers dead. To the guards.
Well, that kind of levels the playing field again.
Yeah, this is the T-70. See Pioneers here running back to base. Hopefully we see Minesweepers on those. But, I mean, anything this T-70 does has to be really careful, because even if he flings it over to the left, there's a chance Pathing may take it over this direction. Scout car, I think Jeslin is just baiting constantly.
Our opponents are seizing
Yeah, you can't do anything about the guards behind that sandbag, though. That's a real obstacle.
Oh. More Telemines going down. Talisman should have seen that, though. Jeslin's forced to give it up. Here are the Panzer Grenadiers.
Yeah, they try to charge in against the guards. They take quite a lot of damage on the way in.
Change of grenades. Not enough. Puma has been called. Mobile defense is going to be the commander selection for Jeslin right now. T-70. Still around the center. Still a chance it'll trip the Telemine.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Look at this. Conscripts roaring in. Maybe trying to provide the vision needed. T-70 just needs to be a little bit closer. But there's the Puma. You see it lurking in the background. Just was seen then by Talisman. Talisman's going to get out of there. See that slither of line of sight.
Yeah, it's all he needs is really good awareness.
There we go. Minesweepers right on top of the Telemine there. So game is up for Jeslin.
Oh, he's just running straight in there.
When Jeslin wants to be, he can be really ballsy. There's the button vehicle. Going to use the smoke discharger.
Oh, nice attack ground. Wow.
That's really nice to see.
Yeah.
Really. In fact, all of the players, we used to have tournaments where players were not ground attacking through the line of sight blockers. And this tournament has just been, you know, the level of play is high for everyone.
Yeah, it takes a bit of like spare time to set up those attack grounds. And finding that spare time against players of this caliber is just so hard to do. Something that, you know, us lesser players don't get the chance to do because you're already
speak
just
for yourself.
against the wall so badly. You're like, oh, I just can't go for an attack ground because I'll just lose all my other units when it happens.
Have a little look at what's happening right now. Just slightly pulling ahead with the Puma on the field now, and you see the KDs. I mean, there's no surprises here. They're both sticking around similar VPs. There's nothing over the top happening.
No, it's just a very close game between these two.
What have we got here? Tier 4 is building for Talisman. And does that suggest that we might see a KV1?
Yeah, I guess so.
I think we will. We've got the Zisgun building. Tier 4's building, so maybe later on we're going to see that KV1 with Zisgun support. Very powerful.
I feel like it's actually been like quite a low command point game so far as well.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of decapping going on. Either that or one just hasn't been capped in the center, maybe being contested.
Charging in. Let's get around the side with the Faust.
Grenadiers.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Talisman.
He's left it there. Oh no. Moment of inattention this.
This was a big misplay. Shouldn't have left the T-70 there. It was safe for a while. Puma's going to go in and take that final shot. Shouldn't be greedy though, I don't think.
Oh, he wants to kill on that low conscript.
He really wants to kill, doesn't he? He could ground attack and try for it. Have a quick look over on this side. Grenadiers nearly dying to the mine on the retreat.
He's got to play safe after that. He's like, that was good enough. T-70 down, that's a major threat out of the way. I'll pull back for some reports.
That's a real blow to Talisman. A real blow. And, again, it's just like earlier, you know, when we were talking about Jeslin, and he's had his first game, it was a little rough. then he just picks up.
Yeah, now he's going so well.
Doing some minesweeping whilst all of this is going on. Needs to be careful minesweeping whilst the engineers are by, because we'll be taking more damage as he works. I think he gets away with the sweep though. So it's good play that, you know, to actually keep cool in those situations. Panzer Grenadiers, Veteran C2 now. They've been quite useful. Actually been playing those very well. 12 kills already. Here comes the Ura conscripts trying to flank the MG42, get a good line. They're trying to get close to the PPSHs. Now they open up. It's not quite close enough.
Our territory.
Yeah, Vet2's when the magic starts happening with Panzer Grenadiers. The problem is he's still up against the PPSH conscripts, which are kind of better and cheaper. So it's alright, it's alright.
What's this rifle grenade there? Sneaky one right on top of the guards. Not massively powerful, but that was going to get surprised by the conscripts at close range. They open up with the PPSHs. Jezelin immediately has to retreat. And that scout car, Veteran C2, we were talking about that earlier, gets access to the range.
Yeah, they'll have crazy sight range now.
You can definitely have a look at that in a second. You know, these engagements really do change once you get the PPSHs fighting up against LMGs from the Grenadiers. They are forced to run close. Puma there really left a bit late. The AT grenade was already going and gets the Puma through the smoke. Huge pickup there from Talisman. Careless play from Jezelin.
It's kind of like back and forth though, you know, they kind of both lost their light vehicles in a similar fashion. Very even matched game.
Well, I'm sure there is an element of fatigue in this somewhere.
Oh man.
He's maybe trying to barrage the retreat path there rather than... Oh no! Needs to be careful he doesn't...
T-34 nearly complete for Talisman, and that's going to be a pretty big advantage for him.
I gotta say, I wasn't expecting the T-34 if I was honest. I was expecting the KV-1.
I think it's a good timing for it though, because it's more mobile. The Puma's gone, so you know it's not like the T-34's going to die to the Puma.
Oh, definitely with the Puma gone. Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, it's just more mobile. Can rotate from side to side on this map.
Here it is now, forcing the retreat of multiple squads from the austere.
Question is, what's going to be the response from Jezelin to this? Is he going to go for a pack, as you talked about earlier? Is he going to go for another Puma? I've seen that quite a few times.
Oh, Talisman is cleaning up with his T-34. Looks like he caught Jezelin completely off guard. And they're suddenly right up the map now.
Just lose his combat units?
I don't know if he lost the squad that was there. It looks like it. Yeah, look, he lost the engineers. He's going to have to replace them immediately. So, yeah, both players have just made some careless mistakes that are just costing them time and resources. There's another one. Oh,
I don't think that was a mistake, though. That was just like a good hit from the T-34.
It is, yeah. You wonder what those units are doing there against the T-34, allowing that to happen. Jezelin, I mean, he's got no AT at all. He hasn't got enough really to afford Panzer Shreks and the Panzer Grenadiers. Hasn't got the AT gun. Looks like he's going to get something out of Tier 3, but to leave yourself without any AT 20 minutes into the game.
Yeah, well, he ticked up to Tier 3, and I think he was like hoping, he's like, I just need to squeeze out a little bit more manpower, and then I can field my own tank to counter it. But he's lost a lot in the meantime.
It's like a juicy target for a rifle grenade. I wonder if it... there it is.
Yeah, very late, but in case of not being late, never, yeah.
It's actually going to be the stew that Jezelin's going to go for. But if Matt wants to come over here doing his Imperial Dane impression.
Are securing our territory.
kind of,
In our lines.
you know, I just summon AE just standing behind me, ready with the Dane impression. Beautiful. But anyway, second T-34 is going to be coming out against this Stug. And I think Talisman at this point quite firmly in the lead. Jezelyn mistakes with teching. Now at least he is going to have a reliable form of AT on the field. Then again, we're talking fixed turrets against rotational turrets.
Yeah, it's dicey, and he's only got one grenadier left for the Faust too. So it's like on two fronts he's a little bit exposed to that T-34 flanking him. Oh, and that's the second T-34 just coming into the field now as well.
Oh, MG down. Where is that machine gun facing? That is poor positioning for Jezelyn. Machine gun isn't even facing the right way. It's got to be an AT grenade on that Stug, surely. Surely. Oh no, it's on recharge. Okay.
I'm sure I heard them say maybe this will slow you down. Like that's what they say when they throw the AT grenade, right?
No, you've already denied the existence of such bugs in this game.
Yeah,
Yeah, at this stage, I mean, Jezelyn is now starting to build the AT gun. It's a little, too late, to be honest. They're trying to lay Telemines caught out again.
Oh, and he got the kill on it, so he didn't get the refund of the missions.
That's it there. Counter to the T-34. The scout car is in. Here we see the IL-2. It's Hungary for infantry squads. 2 planes sent in. They're actually harassing the Stug as well as the T-34 rockets in. He's going to ram. He's going to get it. Oh, and he gets the kill. What a ram. Taken down from the front. Scout car is going to relish the opportunity to pick up some free XP. Crazy plays from Talisman. He actually has the armor on the field to just throw a tank like that.
Yeah, he's happy to make that trade because he knows Jezelyn's staff for resources right now.
Wow, and I really thought that Jezelyn was probably going to even this series out with a 1-1. At this point, I am not so confident anymore. Everything seems to be falling apart. Talisman is all over the map right now, a swarm of blue territory.
Yeah, I mean, it was looking so even up until about the 15th minute, and then Talisman seems to have just pulled away.
One of the planes didn't make it out of the battlefield then.
2-2 probably.
It's not like it just ran out of fuel. Can we see a pro barrage here? Come on.
To that Dunkirk reserve tank. They had plenty left in it.
Here it is. Which AT gun is the better AT gun? What am I watching? What am I watching here? Whilst this is going on, the AT gun desperately needed on the right-hand side of the base is the T-34. There's no Telemines there defending against this. There go the Panzer Grenadiers. I think Jezelyn needs to start looking at who he's going to be playing in the losers bracket. Sorry, it is the losers bracket, isn't it? Lower bracket.
Lower
that's
bracket,
what,
yes.
I've affectionately named it.
Yeah. I just can't see how he gets out of this one with a win.
Oh, look at this. What an amazing flank with the scout car. He's going to block for the AT gun. All he has to do is sit there with the scout car and let that AT gun work. AT gun doesn't have veterancy 1, so no chance of a target weak point stun. It's a nice idea.
Yeah, it wasn't really a nice idea because it was never going to work. But, I mean, if it started on half health and he did that maneuver, yeah, that would have been very good. But
it's just my attempt at...
It was kind of like, well, this is perhaps your best unit right now, the Victory Scout car.
Oh, senseless violence, you know,
yes,
against this lovely cemetery.
If you go for a full base inspection here, you'll find there's not much in there.
I just think I think they should have voice lines. You know, when units like this that are really needed come into the game really late, it should be like, where the hell were you? What the hell? You were needed like 10 minutes ago. Actually, at least he gets the kill in it. It's good to see. We're going to see another IL-2. He's called it down right over the base. And look at this. Thanks to that line of sight call-in, actually able to pin down and suppress infantry at the headquarters. T-34 now is roaming in the base territory. Oh, it's so beautiful. Talisman really has got Jeslin roped out of this tournament. Well, out of this semi-finals at least.
Yeah. Very good play from Talisman. That's what he's talking about. He's got the stamina.
Sorry, what? What?
Late in the second day, Talisman's still playing very, very strong. That's what he talked about in his interview right at the start of the day.
Here's the plan. So 80 guns on each of the base entrances.
Okay, well that's a good plan.
Survival. It's a new mode. Can you survive?
Are we actually playing Annihilation here?
We could be. We could see our first Annihilation victory of the tournament. Actually going to go for a Panzer IV. If he's good with a pack gun, he could ground attack and get some shots off. In fact, he's just hitting his own structures with gosh.
Oh, there's no
this game's had it all. It's been a great game.
He's playing this one out to the better end though. He doesn't want to go down to the lower bracket.
No, well, I mean, if he does, it's likely he could end up playing Dev M again at some point. And
Panzer IV is ready for battle.
oh, Talisman is not happy enough with the fact he's sitting inside the base of Jeslin. He's going to add insult to injury right now with some rockets.
He's like, those two packs in his base are such a nuisance. I got to get rid of them.
He's going to wait for the retreat, I hope. I hope. We'll watch this carefully.
Oh man, they're right punched up now. Both those packs.
Oh, he goes for another ram!
Oh,
Crew
awesome.
shock. Here comes the other T-34. The AT gun's going to open up as well. There's two pack guns in there.
Oh,
Katusha's in at the perfect time. What is going on here?
He just baited him out with that T-34 ram. Cleans him out. Okay, now it's had it all.
Justin, okay, now it's enough. Now it's enough.
Yeah.
It's over now. It was fine. He was perfectly recoverable before that crush. But GG 2-0 in the series to Talisman. Well, that was quite something.
Yeah, as I said, Talisman, he talked about his stamina. We're getting quite late in the day now, and he pulls through with some really solid play. Good on him. You
just feel like slightly relieved now. I'm just taking a breather, like. Okay.
Don't worry, man.
The end of that was long. Oh dear. Well, about them. Interesting game. It's a shame, really, because I thought Jeslin I thought he had that game.
Yeah, it was like the first 15 minutes he was looking really strong, but then he kind of lost this and then he lost that, and Talisman just kept playing strong.
You guys okay to cast the last game of today, which will be... Let me explain on stream. Hang on.
Okay.
All right, we're going to have an A interim.
An A interim. I like that.
we bring you this breaking news.
Breaking news from the vaults today. Da-da-dum, da-da-dum. Breaking news. Refuro is 1-0 up against Von Ivan. We're going to bring you... Oh.
Sorry, what?
I know, right? Refuro is 1-0 up against Von Ivan.
I shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, he didn't have the
Refuro
greatest series
is,
earlier. Refuro has battled back. It's going to be the last game of today. We've done